How's my hair?
It's fantastic.
Thanks,
Beautiful as always. Hey everybody, happy Tuesday. My name is Garrett Hartle. Welcome back to Reach Out Reptiles. And today we're actually going to do a little bit of, I just thought it would be kind of fun. We've been going through misconceptions about super dwarves. And so it's sort of fun getting into the controversial stuff, being a little bit edgy about stuff. So I called one of my good friends, Chris Ubermensch White, if you know him from Facebook. How's it going, Chris?
Doing very well, sir.
So Chris doesn't actually know anything about Retics, but he likes to pretend like he does, and he talks as though he does, right? So that's not true at all. But he is definitely not one to shy away from any controversies.
I'm always down for a Retic debate.
I like it. I like it. You know, I should have given you guys some warning on this one and get some questions, but you actually sent me a list of some things that you thought would be fun to talk about.
Yeah.
Okay, so first one right off. I mean, Chris likes to always talk about marketing stuff and the Retic market and all that kind of stuff. This is actually something you brought up to me a couple of times and tried to get an opinion out of me. But you always want to know about when like maybe a smaller hobbyist breeder or something undercuts the market on a gene with a lower price when they release something in the market.
You buy into projects. So if let's say I buy a snake for $1,000, right? And then before I can produce visuals myself or the desired gene, I see whoever bred the animal sell the visuals for $1,000. It's gonna be hard to justify my money back.
Okay.
That makes sense.
So you're saying from a buyer and an investment standpoint, you're getting frustrated watching breeders bring down market values on genes that you've invested in before you've even had a shot to produce them.
Correct. Like marble, I'm obsessed with marble, as you know.
Marbles are amazing.
Yeah. I think for Jess Sunfire marble for probably like 2 months.
You have a couple of marbles for me now, but yeah.
Yeah, that's true. And when you see people grab a male and run it to 1 million females, and they drive the price all the way down, it's discouraging.
All right. Well, you know, if you want to know my 2 cents on the subject about that, I think a lot of times people jump into a morph as a project because they like it. And while, yeah, it's true, you want to invest in things that you like and you're passionate about because it's going to help you easy, there is definitely another factor to consider if you're doing some serious investing. I mean, if you're dropping, let's say, thousands of dollars into a project for a certain gene, you definitely want to know who is in that project with you.
But I think the other side of it is too, is pricing animals too low can kill a project, pricing animals too high will kill a project.
I agree.
That just forces people to undercut them.
I agree.
So, I mean, Retics, I mean, people probably can get mad at this, but Retics will never get ball python prices. It's just too much of a niche market, and
it is with big Retics, isn't it? That's funny. If there was only some way that they could be smaller so that there was a larger market, more people that could keep them, boy, that'd be the magic bullet, wouldn't it?
It would be. But personally, I think that's only going to help mainlands, because people are always going to want the biggest. They're always going to want like the big mainland Retic, and I think the super dwarf will splinter the market, and eventually they will want mainlands too.
Maybe. So being a guy that for 20 years has now worked with Retics and been breeding them, I definitely started, my first Retic was a dwarf Retic. And I did get some mainlands, and I've kind of found my way home now with the dwarfs and super dwarfs and moving the mainland stuff out. Not that it has anything to do with the mainland market or any of that. Where I'm at the point of like super dwarfs and locality stuff being the highest evolution of the market. I would even say morphs are the things that bring people in. Like, check it out, a cheap albino, you know what I mean? It's got a lot of wow factor.
I agree with you. I think that it's definitely, pure localities are going to be the new commodity. I mean, because of the ban and everything like that. Like, I have some really awesome morphs, and by far, my favorite is like my Sula and my Bhutan.
The mainland stuff, I mean, you know, you have some Bantaeng, some Sulas from me, actually, that you bought from me, bred by Jonathan. And I have some of those animals too, first time, only time, bred in captivity, and there's some of my favorite snakes in my collection. But, so that's awesome, but I don't ever see, you know, I know some of the morphs you like are like the new rainbow morph, you know, or jigsaw. Yeah, I don't ever see a Sula. Oh, you want to fight? Hold on, go look at his Bantang. I'll go get mine.
You're talking about Bantangs.
Go ahead and grab it. Go ahead. I'll get mine. You do yours. Tell us about him. Tell us about him.
So, this is a Bantang Sulawesi from wild-caught parents. First time pures were bred in captivity. This is another animal that I bugged the living crap out of Garrett for.
Yeah, you actually, Chris was the second person on the list. The first one was Jake Klotz, and he decided not to get any, which was a terrible mistake. Yeah.
Thanks.
You've seen my other Sulawesi female as well. I mean, she's only about 13 feet, and she's not a Bantang. She's wild caught.
That's next on my list to beg you for.
So, anyways, but you know, my point of all of that kind of stuff is that, you know, getting back to the market stuff, we can all try to guess where the market is going, but the truth of the matter is this: there are two kinds of people, and I feel like most of them are one kind, and that's the people that are like victims of the market. The market is doing this, the market is doing that, and I have to adapt to react to the market, and maybe some of that is true, but if you're gonna invest, the thing that I would want to do is invest with the second kind of person, which is the type of person that establishes and dictates a market.
Yes.
By adding value to it. Because you could have someone with the coolest morph ever and they're just a total boob and they don't know how to do it. Well, geez, so ran down a couple rabbit trails. We went through a whole bunch of these ones, right? So next
on the list, we covered a lot.
Yeah, I was going to be selling to newbies. I think we kind of covered that. Superdwarf versus mainland. We got into that one a little bit. What's the best locality?
That.
Okay, fine. What's the best locality?
You go first. If I'm hard pressed, I gotta think for a second.
I don't know how you have to define best. I'll go there. My favorite is Jampea.
Oh.
Pure Jampea. That is there you go. I think Jampeas have a sexy factor that a lot of them don't. They are slick and slim. I love that slender head and that really refined pattern. It's what makes that white diamond line of animals that you saw those animals. It's this much jamp in them, but I selectively bred for the animals that look Jampea. So I'm very excited at the opportunity to hopefully make some pure Jampeas because they have not been produced in many years. But that was my first retic. There's a lot of personal sentiment to that. I probably think the ultimate locality, and this is maybe more what you were gonna think I would say, but would be like a Karompa super dwarf.
That's just I'm sure you were going.
They're just the most extreme. They're super small from what I've heard. You know, they're very nice. Everyone I think can agree they're the best looking of the smallest super dwarf retics.
For sure.
And they've never been bred in the United States. So that's kind of like the ultimate goal. Yeah, someday, how cool would it be to be able to breed Karompas? And so
otherwise, when those animals go, we're gonna have nothing.
It's gone. You can never go back to pure. Yeah.
Don't think so.
No. What do you think is the best locality?
I'll just say this type of looking animal, and I've seen super dwarfs with a very similar pattern.
Okay.
But just the sharp pattern, like Sula, Bhutan, Kambalangan, like the black eye candy, Slayer, all of those. That's what I like. When I see any of those animals, doesn't matter size, doesn't matter how big they get, I want it.
Yeah.
That orange head and that crazy sharp pattern and the high red sides.
I do love the high red. A lot of the Kiowatis have it. Tombolongans, I don't know if that's a really weird small locality. I don't know if you want to consider that a super dwarf or whatever, but
I would say they seem like they're smaller. I wouldn't say they're super. They seem like just a isolated Slayer.
Yeah, probably. I mean, I think there's a little bit of crossover there happening. But yeah, I mean, they get a lot of those reds, but what I want is that thick black. Actually, the Bantang, after listening to me preach, I get to be a hypocrite. Those Bantangs, the reason why I wanted a male so bad was to breed the thick yellow head, inky black, into some super dwarf stuff. and cross them out.
You were talking about locality crosses and stuff like that, and I know this is probably another controversial type topic.
Let's do it.
I like the idea of locality mutts. I really do.
Yeah?
Like a 50% Slayer Tiger to a Sula, then back to a Black Eye Candy, and then you just kind of pick the looks of the animal you like and kind of build off that and just complement the animal with another locality. You know what? They're more stretched out. Let me put a Philippine in there. Like, I like that of like line breeding a mutt.
There are people who are doing that, and you know what is cool about it is it allows you to refine whatever your favorite morph is. So maybe like tiger is your favorite morph, but it's really common and it's everywhere, and they've been kind of whitewashed where a lot of tigers look the same.
Yeah.
But then you got people like Jake Klotz who for 2 generations put tiger back to Sulawesi, which is a ridiculous amount of work on a basic morph, but they're awesome.
Yeah, they're absolutely.
I can show you that too. Keep talking.
With no more animals getting imported, you have to make something unique to your collection to sell.
Yeah.
You always need to make something unique to yourself. And if you have a unique animal that's not reproducible by anyone else, like Jake for instance, no one else is even close to producing 75% Sula anything. Same thing with Michael Dirt, with the platy mochas and stuff like that. No one's even close to that, and they're insane.
Oh yeah, they're very cool. Well, and you know, the thing about it is, what you're talking about really is selective breeding, and people like to use that term very loosely, but breeding 2 morphs together, I don't consider selective breeding. Selective breeding is when you're going for a specific trait over many generations. And morphs can help you do that. One of the things that I breed for in my collection, and actually the reason I got this Sula Tiger, are these rosettes with the big spots in the middle that look like eyes and the white coming up. I love that look. And with this animal being 75% Sula, he's already kind of a mutt, right? So I have a lot of super dwarfs that have those rosettes, and they'll have 1 or 2. This guy's got like 30 of them or 40 of them, and the tiger helps it. The tiger definitely helps it.
For sure. I think the best example though of selective breeding is your last Henry Tiger clutch.
That's the white diamond line. That's what I'm talking about.
That to me, that when I saw those babies, I'm like, all right. I'm like, worth all of the work, because they are absolutely insane. I remember, actually, I get full credit for that clutch. I forgot about that.
You take full credit for this clutch, huh?
Because I recommended it as introducing males on a free tip Friday, and then I was there from beginning to end on this clutch.
Yeah,
you should give me one.
I should give you, no, you can't. Nobody got any of these. So yeah, this is the end result. And again, this is just a tiger, but the big banded pattern, really white. Again, with the huge white side rosettes, you know. Just look at the aberrancy of the pattern going down the neck. I don't know if I can get that in focus. Just a really wild looking animal, and it's, you know, quote unquote just a tiger for pattern, but all of that pattern and the real colors have been selectively bred into it.
Yeah, well, elite bloodline, I mean, some people are just so like light years ahead with some of the combinations they have. I would say just pick what you like, don't backtrack, and stick to it.
Yeah, this is actually 50% super dwarf.
On my mind since the last time I was at your place.
Everybody's trying to tell me she's a morph, but yeah, it's really, I didn't sell her. This snake has these big blue side spears coming up with that golden red that you're talking about wrapping down the sides. And if you look at the pattern, this is what the white diamond bloodline is known for. It's called that because it comes from a male named White Diamond. It's not a morph or anything. But the pattern is like 1 scale wide. Hold on, let's get a focus. There it is. It's like single scale wide on the black scales, and just super clean and refined, you know, so you can really see it on this normal.
Yeah, it's crazy.
This is certainly not one of the stellar examples from the clutch, but you can see the quality of, you know, in that animal's pattern. It'd be one in a million if you got one from the wild, you know?
Yeah, but for being a normal, that's like insane.
Yeah, I love that kind of stuff. Okay, I want to talk about caging requirements. And this is interesting because, you know, Sid over in the UK actually just produced a Retic book. And he asked if I would give him his feedback if he mailed me one and read through it and told him what I thought. I said, yeah, that'd be great. I'm really glad to see someone finally publishing some stuff. But this was my biggest question. I wonder how he tackled caging requirements.
This is pretty much what I find pain. Like all my animals, when I clean them, I try to give them all some time out of the cage. Now, I don't think they need like enrichment or company or something, but I like to give them a little time out of the cage. So the way mine is set up, so when one's in the tub, I have the other one in the bathroom just letting it explore and everything like that. So they all get a little bit of extra time out of the cage when I clean. And of course there's days I come home and just want to handle one of them or check them out, so I'll pull them out, hold them for a little bit. But I think it's important with caging that they get time out of the cage just to explore a bit and everything. Not for like their own mental enrichment, but just physically to be able to have that room to spread out and everything.
Personally, what you're discussing to me sounds like enrichment. That's my definition of enrichment.
Yeah,
you know?
But I don't think they like need it mentally. I just think in general for them.
I don't know. I kind of disagree with you. I think that retics are one of the most intelligent species that there is, and having mental stimulation is huge for them.
Oh,
look at the difference.
Not mean enrichment as like taking the dog for a walk because it really likes it. I don't think they need it in that sense.
I don't think they go for a walk, but the snake's enrichment will be different.
God, you're so obnoxious.
No, you're obnoxious. Listen. If you feed a snake frozen thawed its whole life, and I know that's a controversial subject on its own. Retics are food driven, right? Then you go, let's say you give them frozen thawed rats forever. Then you go put a live chicken in there. You can immediately see the gears turning in their head. They're like, they're on hyperdrive.
I'm not saying they're not smart animals.
I'm saying that it should, I think it's good as a keeper to give them those situations where they need to think.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, that's enrichment.
But I don't think throwing around the bathroom is that much of a brain burner for them.
No, you have to do it from the animal's perspective, what actually gives them. So, you know, it could just be being handled by somebody they haven't been handled by.
I wouldn't do it if I didn't think it was good for them.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's like comparable to, you know, they don't need to be pet on the head and stuff like that.
Well, maybe not.
Necessarily look forward to me holding them like, oh, sweet. You know?
No, I actually think they're smart enough to use you. Like they see us, they might not be like, oh, Garrett, I love you, I'm so happy you're here. Yeah. But it's more like, hey, here's this dude that I can climb on because I really need to get out of here for a little bit.
I'll find with Retics that anything that's wrong with them is painfully obvious. And I don't think any two animals are the same. Like, one animal might feel completely content being a little crammed in their cage, but another animal will push its face off with the same amount of space, same amount of size. So yeah. I think caging requirements, we can make a blanket kind of statement of what they need, what they deserve, but I think the animals themselves dictate what type of habit they need to be in.
All right, I know you gotta go. We'll cut this short because we could go forever on this stuff.
I know. I was about to say, I'm waiting for the sun to start to go down.
Chris needs more argument in his life so that he can see all the areas that he's wrong. Like, I think we were able to point out a couple to him today, but I need you guys to help me out. So, Chris, where can we find you? Where can we find you to argue with you more? Please go argue with Chris about enrichment, cage sizes, localities, morphs, market.
I swear to God, if I get 1 PM about you need to give your cage and your snakes
all
more
of them,
I'm going to lose my mind.
Yes, please.
Facebook at Chris Ubermensch White.
Chris Ubermensch White on Facebook. Hit him up and tell him that this is just not acceptable anymore. You see these cages? Look at this. Come on.
Oh my God.
You guys, you can also come see him every now and then. He'll come help me out at one of these shows. And so, you know, it's always good. I use him for, you know, obviously the eye candy for the ladies. Bring them into the booth. You're not getting it here. So, you know, that's what the big thing Chris is good for. I just try to tell him not to talk too much about snakes to my customers, you know, so.
I hate you guys. You better have me back on once some of these eggs come.
You can come cut some eggs. You want to come cut some eggs with me?
Sounds good.
Comment down below if you guys would like to see Chris come cut some Retics eggs this season when we start hatching again. And you guys have a good one. We'll catch you on Friday.
Love you, bro.
I love you too.